Howdy everybody, Efour here, and welcome back to the channel for Season 5, Episode 6 of our FIFA 22 Youth to Gold save. In the last episode, we started our toughest run of games in the season yet, and we took on Liverpool, beating them 3-0. We then took on Wolves and lost 2-0, and then we lost 5-2 to Everton. We've played one game off camera since the last episode. I'll catch you guys up on that in a second, but today we're taking on Manchester City and Arsenal. It's going to be another tough episode. Let's try and, I think if we could end up with 4 points, a win and a draw, I would feel pretty good about it. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but let's go hop into this episode and see if we can get some points on the board. So since you were last with me, the only game you guys have missed is this 1-1 draw against Brighton and Hove Albion. I'll throw the team that we used up over here. It was entirely second stringers. We drew 1-1. We had a goal from Graham. We gave up a late goal, and we couldn't get another goal in that game. The second team players did well, considering that this was a Premier League team, and they're not as good as our starters. They did a decent job, but we ended that one in a draw. Today we're taking on Manchester City, so let's go check out the league table before we hop into that game. So the wobble we had in the last episode against Wolves and Everton has seen us slide all the way down into 6th position. That draw against Brighton pushed us up into 6th, which wasn't bad, but I really wanted to get a win there because we would then be in the 5th position in the league. But we didn't. Now we got to go in today and take on Manchester City and Arsenal. They're both directly above us in the table. Manchester City in 5th, Arsenal in 4th. I'm not holding my breath. I'm really not sure how this is going to go. Our defense is not doing a great job this season. In that game against Everton, our highest rated defensive player in terms of match rating was a 5.7, which is terrible. We got to start figuring out how to play some better defense so their match ratings are good. They've been taking the biggest hit to match ratings this season, and my worry is that if they have a bad average for the whole year, their potentials are going to drop. They're good, don't get me wrong. They're in a good spot. If their potentials drop, it's not the end of the world, but I really want people like Bishop and Ian Taylor. Both of them have potential to be special, and I would love to see them get close to 90 overall. So we need to figure out how to play some better defense. I'll take some looks at the tactics and see if maybe I can adjust something to help us out there. But we are headed into this game against Manchester City. They have the best defense in the league, and they have a pretty good offense. Not the best. We have the best offense currently. No, Everton does on 33. But we are second, tied on second with Manchester United and Liverpool for the second best offense in the league. So we got to go in today against Manchester City, and I think, honestly, just try and outscore them. So let's go check out the team. So this is the team we're taking into the game against Manchester City. We have Smith in goal, a back four of Ojeda, Bishop, Lundberg, and Taylor. Patino and Nelson make up the midfield pairing. Schaefer, Carlson, and Olafsson are the attacking three in behind Baker up top. On the bench we have Mohamed, Jonasson, Villalba, Wilson, Nilsson, Graham, and Kamara. They, like I said, did a pretty good job coming on in the last game against Brighton. Every single one of these players on the bench started, and they did a great job. Nilsson still is underwhelming to me. I'm not too sure why. He's a 75 overall, a great backup for our team, but I don't know if it's his pace or what exactly, but he just doesn't feel very good in the match engine. But that's besides the point. Today we got to go in. We have to take care of Manchester City, which is going to be a big ask for this young team. But let's go see if we can go in and steal 3 more points. And here we are. Now it seems that against these top teams like this, we do better. And then we take on, which Everton and Wolves are having good seasons, don't get me wrong. They're not bad teams, but they're definitely not the caliber of Man City, Man U, and Liverpool. And we've already beaten Man U and Liverpool this season. So we really are having a good year. I got to remember that all we're trying to do is avoid relegation, and we're sitting in 6th. So it's been a successful season thus far, and the boys are young. We have a good little team here. Like I said, I really would love to get into Europe this season, and I think we have a shot of it, so that's going to be my goal. But if we don't, I have to be proud of how the boys have played, and our development is continuing to go smoothly and look good for the boys. Get it back post. Come on, Olafsson. Zach Steffen, the United States goalkeeper, is playing in goal for them today, and he collected that. They're hitting us on this counter. We got Kevin De Bruyne trying to play it in, and let's see if we can. There we go, Patino. And here we got Baker making a run in. And Carlson. Oh, not Carlson, Olofsson. His cross is blocked. Baker was in such a good spot to slot into the net. He doesn't get it. And Patino'S there. We don't win that. And they handle our attack easily. Hitting us down this wing on our right side with the young man Keiki, I think is how you say it. Keiki. Pretty sure he's a Brazilian. He's a winger. I've used him on FM, and he's a good little player. Good play there from Lundberg to read that. We'll go into Carlson here and probably try and run. And he does get past. We're going into Schaefer here. Come on, boys. And Schaefer's shot is saved from the keeper. It's out for a corner. Good save, Zach Steffen. We have another corner yet again. I don't know where Ederson is. If there's no way they sold Ederson. I would imagine that they're using a rotated squad against us since we're newly promoted, which could work in our favor. They still have Phil Foden on the pitch. I don't know who Wilson Ebrend is, or this Guler guy, but I will take a look at them in a moment when I can pause the game. But like I was saying, we really have played well this year. We have a young team. They're developing, and that was terrible defense from me. And no way. Offsides. Oh my goodness. I was like, what is happening? Right there, he's offsides. Good thing I slid in with Lundberg there. And fortunately, it does not go in the net for a goal. Here they are moving into our half yet again. I did take a quick look at their team, and they are playing a rotated side. On the bench, they have Kareem Adeyemi, Gabriel from Arsenal, Ederson's on the bench. They have a stacked squad. Pedro Porro's on the bench. Terrible turnover there. Lundberg gets a foot in. But their squad is insane compared to our squad, and really most squads in the Premier League. We're going down the wing here to Mike Nelson. Come on, buddy. And he gets there. He plays Baker in, and we're up 1-0 over Manchester City. Let's go! We start in a defensive position, play it up to Patino, who loops it over the top on the great run from Nelson. He slots it across to Baker, and Baker makes no mistake, putting it in the net against his international teammate Zach Steffen, and we are up 1-0. I am very excited to have this team continue developing because most of our games this season, when we've scored goals, terrible turnover from Patino there in the center of the park, but when we've scored goals, a lot of times they've been on those counters. Most of the time, we're not dominant. He's offsides, right? He is. Most of the times, we're not dominating possession and getting good build-up play and putting goals away. It seems like we are. I mean, we're definitely overperforming, and so we're doing the best we can with what we've got, and we're gonna rip this. Oh, it takes a wild deflection, but it seems like those counters is where we're finding most of our success. So hopefully as this team continues to develop and gets better and better, we will actually be able to have some good play. I don't know who that was trying to get it. That is the halftime whistle after the corner. We're up 1-0 over Manchester City. So hopefully we can carry this momentum into the second half and get out of here with 3 points. They're here moving into our half yet again. For example, they have 390 overalls on their... Oh, come on, give them a red. That's just a yellow for De Bruyne. But they have 390 overalls on their bench. They also have, I think, 2 or 3 85-plus players on their bench as well. Baker's in here. Win it. Oh, and the touch is poor. He was in there to put us up 2-0, but he doesn't make the most of the opportunity. It's a poor touch from him. And we are back on defense. And here they are on the edge of our area, moving in with Phil Foden. And we get Patino to get a foot in there. Knocks it off of Foden. We're going up here to Baker. We'll go down the wing to Schaefer. And can we get Olofsson on the back post? I think so. Oh, and it goes off the crossbar. I'm not sure if Olofsson got his head to it or if that was the defender who played it kind of back into a dangerous position. But we don't get the goal. We are looking very good this game. A lot better than the Everton game. The Everton game was demoralizing. Losing 5-2 was frustrating, to say the least. And so I'm happy we're actually in this game playing well. There's still a lot of time. We could definitely English is hard. We could definitely still lose or draw this game, but I'm feeling pretty good. We got Patino making this run. I can't see where Olofsson is because of the scoreboard. We'll go into Olofsson here. We'll go down to Patino. Back post for Zach Nelson, and Zach Steffen collects it, and our attack dies there. So we're making two changes. We're bringing Villalba in the midfield for Patino, and we're bringing Graham in on the right for Olofsson just to give us a little bit of speed and freshness. Patino and Olofsson were both pretty tired, so we're going to bring them on to hopefully see out the rest of this match. And here we are running in with Mr. Baker. We're going over for Carlson. He's not strong enough to keep the defender off, and they do collect to throw it back out and start a counter. We're still waiting on the changes to come on. We have not had a dead ball yet, so we will have to wait for that. It could end up helping us, honestly, if Patino keeps... I mean, he's playing really well defensively today. Oh, I thought they were going to go down the wing to Kaki, but they don't. All right. Come on, boys. We're playing good defense. We've done well. We got 9 minutes of the match left. We just got to keep it up. There's the corner, and that means our changes are going to take place now. And it actually somehow wasn't a corner. I guess it bounced off of... oh, that was a terrible pass from Nelson. I guess it bounced off of Ojeda and then back off the Manchester City player. We have Rodri coming down the corner. Villalba is there and can't get ahead to it. They slot it in for De Bruyne. Smith gets a hand to it to push it off the post. Great play from him. And they are looking dangerous now. We're in a dangerous spot here. And we've blocked 2 shots with Bishop. And we get in the way yet again. And it goes out for a goal kick. And we turn the ball over again. The connection between defense and the midfield is a struggle. No one's staying back to try and be a facilitator to link them. And we have Villalba covering this man in the center of the park. And we're going to just kick that out to Schaefer. And that should be the end of the game. And there it is. Efour United 1, Manchester City 0. That's a huge, huge win for this team and this club. We're going to go check out where it sees us in the league table before we get into that next game against Arsenal. That was a huge, huge win for us against Manchester City to put us back up into 5th position. Manchester City drop all the way down to 7th. But up next, we have a game against Arsenal, who sit 1 point above us in the table and 1 spot above us in 4th position. Now, we have a game against Watford in the Carabao Cup. I'm going to play that one off camera. If we get into a deep run in the Carabao Cup, I'll show you guys that. But Watford currently sit in 19th, so I don't really want to show you guys that one. I want to bring you back for the game against my team, Arsenal. So let me go play that game, and I'll be back in just a moment. Since you guys were last with me, that 1-0 win against Manchester City, we then took on Watford in the Carabao Cup. And we had a goal from Cameron Wilson in this game. It was honestly a beautiful goal. Our backup striker, Kamara, played him in, and he was running to his right, and he actually just rocketed it back across the keeper, nutmegged his defender who was on him, and sent it into the top corner. Unfortunately, we gave a goal up to Watford. We finished the game out on a 1-1 draw and went straight into penalties. We had a save on their 3rd shot from Smith, and all we had to do was make our 5th shot to win the penalty shootout. It was Villalba up to take the penalty kick, and he hit the post, and it bounced off the post, and their keeper caught it. We then went into the next round of the penalty shootout, and they scored, and up next was Nilsson, and he missed the penalty shot. He didn't miss, I guess. He hit the shot, but it was saved by their keeper, and we ended up losing that one 4-3 on penalties. Or 4-5, sorry, on penalties, which was a bummer, but doesn't matter. We're out of the Carabao Cup. It's going to clear up some fixture congestion. Today, we're taking on Arsenal in the league, so let's go check out the team that we're taking into that game. So this is the team we are taking into the game against Arsenal. We have Smith in goal, a back four of Ojeda, Bishop, Lundberg, and Taylor. Midfield pairing of Patino and Nelson. Schaefer, Carlson, and Olofsson are the attacking 3 behind Baker. On the bench, we have Mohamed, Jonassen, Villalba, Wilson, Nilsson, Graham, and Kamara. Graham, this past week that you guys were away when I was off camera, he has told me that he wants more game time, or he might have to consider his future. He's very happy, so I'm not too sure if he's... I don't think he's going to try and push a move out because he is getting game time. He's definitely not starting. Olafson is, who's now up to a 75, so our faith in him, I think, is really starting to pay off. But Graham wants more game time. That's a development that's happening. I'll keep you updated as he tells me more, but the team is looking so good. I'm super excited about Olafson developing. I'm excited to see at the end of this season where his potential rating goes. If it jumps up, right now we know it is showing great potential. I'm hoping at least we get to an exciting prospect, but we'll just have to wait and see. We got to go in today, take care of Arsenal, my team, but we're going to be going in today to try and get a win, so let's go try and do that. And here we are. Patino is making his return to Arsenal for the first time after completing his transfer to Efour United this past summer. They're a good team. They're sitting in 4th. We're in 5th. If we can win this game, it sees us get back in those Champions League places, and that is my goal. But they're going to be a dangerous team. I'm confident. They have Joel Matip, Arthur, Ferreira, and Tammy Abraham's up top for him. I pull Ian Taylor kind of out. Bishop's making a run back. They're cut in, and they are up with a goal from Vlasic already in this game. We have a lot of work to do. It is pretty interesting that Arsenal have signed Vieira in this game because, oh man, Schaefer loses the ball there because they actually just completed the signing of him in real life from Porto. So that's kind of cool. But they are same thing as Manchester City, resting their top players. Martin Odegaard is on the bench. Gabriel Martinelli is on the bench. And we are going to have to play our best game. They are looking dangerous. Good save from Smith. It's out for a corner. And here is that corner. They're running someone in to the corner to try and collect short. Jeremy Pino. And Carlson gets him off the ball but runs it out for another corner. We have Patino playing in Jeremy Pino again, and I let him get around me. He's going to send it back post, and he was wide open. I saw it the whole way. He whips that cross across the goalkeeper. I thought, honestly, that Smith could have got there, but he doesn't, and we're now down 2-0. Playing it down this wing to Schaefer, trying to look for anything I can, and it goes to Patino, and his pass is cut out, doesn't get across to Baker where I was trying to go. They're hitting us immediately on this counter, and so far they have definitely been in control of this game. It's just strange. I don't know what it is, but I mean, I think I do know what it is. We're a young team. We're not the best, and because of that, we're just inconsistent. We have a good match against the top side, and then we have a tough match like this against Arsenal where they're up 2-0 in the first 20 minutes, and we're struggling to cope with it. But it's a goal kick. Sorry, I was trying to see what the ruling is going to be there, but I think that's a big reason why we aren't as consistent. We saw it in our first season in EFL League 1, if you guys remember that. We doesn't get to Patino, but we saw it in our first season in EFL League 1 where we were in second position most of the season, but we just couldn't stay consistent, fell into the playoffs, ended up losing in the playoffs, and then we came back the next year and took the league by storm. So I'm not sure if we're going to take the Premier League by storm next season. Good foot in, get there Smith. He does get there, and it's out for a corner. So I'm hoping that we're inconsistent this season, and in the future we can get back, or next season we can get back into kind of controlling as our boys continue developing. And I thought for sure that was their third. Vlasic misses it wide. Terrible turnover there from Mike Nelson. I kind of just got caught trying to figure out what to do with a pass, and they're hitting us immediately again. Jeremy Pino bringing it in. I did notice that they don't have Saka on the bench. I can't remember if he was purchased by someone. Maybe he's out injured. I'm not too sure. We're sending this up to Schaefer, trying to hit him just on a counter, doing anything we can to try and get into this game. We got Mike Nelson there, and we're going to rip that. Oh, and Aaron Ramsdale is equal to collect it. If we can get a goal back, I'm really feeling good that we can maybe get out of here with a draw. But we got to find a goal sooner rather than later. We have to figure out how to... There's my dog's ears. Sorry about that. We have to figure out how to cope with this attack that they have, because so far it has been rough. For some reason, Ian Taylor does not go out to get that player and guard the cross. And I can't get it out. And Smith makes the save to get us out of a sticky situation. We're trying down this left wing again. We're going to go into Schaefer. No, we're not. Ojeda's pass is cut out. That is the halftime whistle. We're down 2-0. We looked rough in the first 20 minutes, but we kind of stabilized as the game went on. We got to get into this second half and try and find a goal in probably the first 10 minutes if we want a shot of coming out here with a draw. They're here in our area after a terrible turnover from Olofsson. We do handle it fine, but they cut out our pass trying to get back on the front foot, and they are right on the edge of our area again, pressuring us. We got Ian Taylor collecting here. He is a fast little player, but he's getting run down by Tammy Abraham. We get it up to Mike Nelson, who loses the ball, playing it into Olofsson, going over to Carlson, all the Suns, and we're going to go back post for Schaefer, and he's there. Come on, Schaefer. And he hits it just wide. No. They're here moving into our half again. Tammy Abraham with the ball. They're playing it into Vlasic. He's going to, I thought he was going to hit that run in. Jeremy Pino here trying to find someone. Tammy Abraham playing it out here to Vlasic again. He got the run in, and we do play it well. Get up, Patino. You got to get that ball and control the ball better to get a pass out. They're still camped on the edge of our area. We're still trying to find a foot in, and we don't get one. But there's Ian Taylor coming all the way across. We get it up to Patino, and they do receive a yellow card. Ainsley Maitland-Niles gets a card. That miss by Schaefer was so close, and honestly just a bummer that we couldn't convert. We're getting this into Patino trying, and we don't get it away. Looks like that's Martin Odegaard. It is now on the pitch. He's an 89 overall. That's going to be a tough player to try and keep track of. And we've already been struggling with them. But that miss by Schaefer was just wide. Would have been a totally different game if we could have got that ball into the back of the net. Unfortunately, we don't. Ian Taylor is there to collect that. We're going into Carlson. Going up for Baker. And he can't get his foot on the ball. And they're hitting us again immediately. We just have no answers trying to get into their half. We got Baker going into Patino, going down to Schaefer. Come on, Schaefer. You got to score here. And he does. And we get a goal back. We got 15 minutes left in this game. Hit him with a dead fish. We have struggled to break them down, but we finally do. Patino gets a ball played across from Baker. He slots it in to Schaefer on his attacking run, and he bends it around Aaron Ramsdale to get a goal back. We're down 2-1. I'm going to take a quick look at subs and try and find another goal. The only change we're making currently is bringing Villalba on for Patino. Again, I want to continue to get Villalba some game time, try and get his overall rating climbing again, because it's been pretty slow for him this season. Patino's really good, but like I said, he gets tired. And Villalba's ratings are all looking so good now that he's developed. If you guys remember, before he was really fast and had great physicals, and everything in the middle was terrible, and now he's really becoming a well-rounded player. It's someone that I want to get some more game time into to be another option in that midfield, because he is our third-string midfielder and our best midfield backup. After him, we have Crespo and Bennett. Crespo, again, we love him, but he's just not developing anymore. Same with Bennett. So we're going to bring Villalba on. No other changes are being made. We have 15 minutes to try and find an equalizer. And here they are moving into our half yet again. Tammy Abraham controlling possession, not giving the ball up. They slot it all the way back here. Carlson can't get there. Odegaard plays in Jeremy Pino, who whips it, and Smith gets fingertips to it to push it around the post. We are going to bring Hunter Graham on for Olofsson as well, just for a little bit of pace down that right wing. Olofsson has been doing very well, but he hasn't been involved too much today. So I want to go ahead and get Graham on. Sorry, I was trying to focus. Odegaard's shot is blocked, and we get it out. We're going into Graham here. He's making a run, and he's in. We're going to go just across to Nelson, get it up to Baker. Go over to, I wanted it to go to Schaefer, and Baker can't get the foot to it. Villalba takes that off Odegaard, and they continue to maintain possession. He doesn't win it. They have Gabriel Martinelli on. He is now an 86 overall in this game as well. Another dangerous player. that I'm pretty confident Ian Taylor should be able to handle. Ian Taylor's pace is at a 91. He's so rapid now. And Ian Taylor gets a foot in, and it's out for a throw, but that is the final whistle. We end up losing 2-1. It honestly was a good showing in the first 20 minutes when they went up 2-0. I thought we were going to have another game like the Everton game where we lose 5-2 or something, but we brought a goal back. We played well. I'm proud of the boys for sticking to it and tightening up the defense, but we do end up losing the game against Arsenal. So let's go check out the league table and see where this leaves us. So that loss sees us move back out of the European places into 6th, equal on points with Manchester City, just behind on goal differential. Again, our offense is doing pretty well, but our defense is what's letting us down. I might be looking to bring in a center back for Lundberg over the summer maybe. I'm not exactly sure. We got to add some depth to this defense, and if I can find a young center back that we could buy who's better than Lundberg, I think I'm going to bring him in and have Lundberg be our third string just for a little bit more depth. Again, we'll have to wait and see, but we're down in 6th. Arsenal move up into 3rd. We're only 3 or 4 points behind Arsenal, 6 points behind top of the table Liverpool, who we have beaten this year, I might add, and we've beaten Manchester United. We've beaten, out of the 5 teams above us, we've beaten Man City, Man U, and Liverpool. We've lost to Arsenal and Everton, so those losses turned out to be big, again, along with the loss to Wolves, who are behind us in the table. But we got to get into this second half of the season and really see if we can get something rolling. I'm going to play the one game against Watford in the league off camera, and then I'll be back in just a second for the scouting reports. So since you were last with me, that 2-1 loss against Arsenal, we then took on Watford and we lost that one 3-1. Our only goal came from Olesen. He was assisted by Baker, and at that point it was 1-2, and they got another goal late on. We're really struggling, it seems, when they press our defense. To play out of defense is a struggle because when they press our defense, there's no midfielders in sight. Like, I literally cannot see them on the screen, and I have nowhere to pass the ball. And when we try and just pass it, we end up turning it over in the middle of the park. And so part of me wants to maybe try a different tactic. I've set up that 4-3-3 that you guys have seen with a defensive midfielder being Patino. And maybe that would offer more connection between defense and the midfield. I'm not exactly sure. I remember in our second season in EFL League One as well, we switched the tactic thinking that something was off, and we went back to the 4-2-3-1 and ended up winning the league. So I'm not too sure I'm going to switch because the 4-2-3-1 has done well for us. And I think a larger issue is that we're just not at the Premier League level in terms of our team. It's just not as good as these other guys we're playing, or these other teams we're playing against. It's that simple. We're not a bad team, but we're not as good as the Premier League yet. So hopefully, based on how we've done this first half of the season, climbing up the table, even if we start to fall apart in the second half, we've got enough points to probably stay in the Premier League and not be relegated. So that's the goal. Don't get relegated. I really think we could push for Europe, but we're so inconsistent. It remains to be seen if that is a possibility, but I'm really hoping we can. But we ended this month with 3 losses. This month we've only won 2 games. We've drawn 1, and we've had 5 losses. Not a good return after that 13-game unbeaten run. But we got to get into the second half of the season and try and find some momentum to keep climbing back up that table. Hinga, Dinga, Dargan. We're back for the scouting reports. Another quick look at our youth academy. We got a lot of good players down here. They really are developing well. Ian Kerr is who I'm most excited about probably because by the time he gets up into our first team, he's already going to be a 70, so he will be a backup. I thought about maybe trying to sell some of our players who are backups. I'm not sure. We need the depth, so probably not going to sell our backups, but Ian Kerr looks like a good little player. He's got great acceleration and sprint speed already. Granero is a decent option for center attacking mid along with Nordstrom. Lundqvist is a good central midfielder. His potential is terrible, but if we need help in the center of the park, he could do a job for us. Defensively, we have Sans and Collins at a 68 and a 67. Chris Collins, it looks just like Bjorklund, and we're using Bjorklund as our second team right-sided center back, and so I think I'm getting pretty close to moving this guy up and trying to move Bjorklund on. Along with Sans, he's going to be awesome. I mean, he already is awesome for his age. And we have Marcus James here as well. So We have a good young crop of talent coming up. Again, considering we can only sign 2 players a season, 1 transfer, 1 free agent, we have to keep this conveyor belt of young guys rolling. And honestly, I have to do a better job of rotating these young guys into the team, even in the Premier League, just to get some development and game time into them. So we'll check back in with these guys. None of them have told me that they want to move up. Chris Collins would probably be one of the first ones to do it because he is 18, but we're going to keep them down here, continue to see how they develop. Now let's go check out the scouting reports. And here we go. Right off the bat, we get a $1.1 million valued player, Stefan Norden, 6'3", could play maybe defensive mid or center back, probably a center back, but we're going to sign him up. Here is a look at our new prospect, Stefan Norden, 6'3". He is a center defensive mid at 60 overall. I'm moving him to center back because we might use the 4-3-3 at some point, and if we do, we're going to be needing a center defensive mid, but I think I'm going to stick with the 4-2-3-1 throughout this entire save because it's done well for us. I like how it plays. I just got to figure out how to do better, and as our team develops, I'm sure it will get better. But Stefan Norden is going to be a center back. I would imagine that when he completes that move to center back, he'll go up to like a 64 maybe, something like that. And so I'm happy to have him as a part of the squad. I really am moving him to center back. I looked at center mid as an option, and it would take 85 weeks. Center back would take 2 weeks. So we're going to slot him back into center back and check up on him next month. So fortunately for us, the teams behind us have not caught up to us despite losing to Watford in the league. And that loss against Watford is so disappointing because at the time, now they're up in 16th, but I'm pretty sure they were in 18th when we lost to them. And so that's just not good. Not good enough at all. But we're going to get into the second half of the season and really try and turn things around. Or not even turn things around. We've had a great year. We're in 6th in our first year in the Premier League. So we need to get into the second half of the season, keep going, really work on our defense. Our defense is what's letting us down, and I am starting to scout some center backs around the world from our global transfer network to kind of get an idea of who we want to go for this summer. I think that might be the key for us, is getting just a stout center back. I love Lundberg. I love Bishop. Bishop is the man. Lundberg, he's getting close to the end of his development at a 78 overall. I think he'll probably end up being like an 80, 81, which is not bad, but we need a world-class center back. And so I'm starting to scout those guys. But we get into this second half of the season in a great position. In the next episode, when we get into January, we'll take a look at the stats of the team. But I am proud of how the boys have done thus far. Being in 6th is good. Again, my expectations are let's push for Europe, and I want to do that. But I have to be proud of how we've done this season already on legendary difficulty. It's been a struggle. You guys have seen me probably lose more games than we have throughout the entire save. But we'll get into the next episode and try and get some good form back into the team. If you have enjoyed that, please leave a thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys again so much for the support and the love. This has been such a blast for me to do. I'm really enjoying it. I've said it before, but this is what I want to do full time. So I'm going to keep these videos coming thick and fast for you guys. Working on some other stuff like I mentioned at the end of the last episode in terms of Discord and some just community hubs for you guys who are joining the community to talk with people, talk with me, help me make decisions and saves and things like that. But man, am I enjoying this team's journey through the Crucible. We are about to have a couple more 80s in the squad. Baker, Patino, Ojeda, and Bishop are the next ones that would hit 80. Ojeda is done developing, so I'm not sure how long it would take for him to get there, but we are looking so good. Everyone is developing, and like I said, I'm enjoying this team's journey through the Crucible. Until next time, Efour out.